At a point in our spiritual understanding of existence, all of existence, we'll have a direct communication with that which has been called God. Infinite intelligence. Much more grand than that is the humility involved, and the wisdom, and the depth, and the delicacy of it. Even though it's as though there are 100 trillion hydrogen explosions going off, you will experience all of this. And I'm saying at the end, when you work on yourself for 2 or 3 years in the beginning, you're going to be in direct relation to that which we call God. And everything that God is given to us. It's our birthright. It's who we are, who we've always been, and who will always be. So early on, we begin by suggesting to ourselves that we fall into these states of grace with all the dignity and warmth and kindness of sitting on your grandmother's lap when you're a 4-year-old. It's quite unnerving how comfortable you will be for the rest of your life with God, with all perception in the world. You'll overcome everything. You'll live beyond it. All the great states of grace, of spirituality, we're familiar with. We've read them, near-death experience, all these things, what you'll feel at a child's birth, this magical beauty when you're in touch with that what divinity is. But it's so much more human and true and real. And early on, it'd be good to get over the point of go in the socio-political scheme of things. Today in our world, it's horrible, but you will have 100% opportunity to transcend it within a few weeks, a few months, and in 2 or 3 years, you'll own eternity. So what's happening in this world will be seen as not negligible, but non-existent. It's a bad dream state of some grouping of demonic beings that have created it. Now, this is said in terms of the enormous atmosphere of spirituality. It's so wonderful. It's so good. It's so real. It's so refined. And so we're talking about these states of grace. So think about them, experience them. Write down 5 or 10 of your greatest spiritual experiences in your life where you felt transcendent of the everyday, and remind yourself, so the great spiritual people in the world, the Indian gurus, whatever, they're all over the world, every religion, and there are people like J. Krishnamurti that I met him in India and here, and he never talked about God or spirituality, never used terms like that. He just talked about quiet. He used terms that were normal, to say that it doesn't matter what you believe or where you are, there is this openness to something beyond good, beyond real, and it's normal to be there. It's abnormal to not be spiritually illumined. So try to find the 1 or 2 friends that are spiritual and spend time with them. You'll be very, very happy. So let's begin by doing an auto-suggestion technique. And you can do this however you want. The point is, whenever you do this for the rest of your life, you'll automatically fall into a quiet place. I'm going to count back from 100 to 90, at which point we're all going to feel calm, quiet, at ease. And the everyday will dissipate and disappear around us. We'll be as one presence with whatever you choose to call that always is. And you'll be secure in that peace, that openness, that grace. That peace, that openness, that grace is your real true body. This is not it. You're everything good and decent and true. And when we go back to 90, from 100 to 90, you'll be aware of that. This auto-suggestion technique will work with anything in your life. At 90, we're at peace. 100. You can close your eyes if you like. Feel your breathing become more regular, more deep, more rhythmic. Let it fall down to the base of your abdomen. All your emotions fall down, your centurial field, let it all fall down to the base of the abdomen, and you'll be at ease. Every Buddhist monk in the world knows to do this. It's very simple. And again, it's not religious or even spiritual, it just is. You'll see an animal in the forest being very calm, wherever it is. It's a normal condition to be at peace. But we're going to a place of supranormal peace. And it will be with you forever. We're there at 90. Breathing rhythmic, deep, and relax the thinking mind. We're there at 90. 99. You are an eternal presence. A spirit, if you choose to call it spirit, whatever you choose. It's just an openness, a peace, a regularity. It's something that's always there. You see it in your puppy's eyes, your kitten, whatever. It's just there. It's natural to be at ease. And transcendent of the natural state is the spiritual state, which we'll arrive at 90. And will remain there forever. 98. 97. You own your soul. You own your peace. When you're here, after a little development, you'll realize that no force, no power, no material entity, no beingness can disrupt that. That's what spiritual illumination is about. You'll overcome the world. 96. Peace at 90. 95. Thank you. 94. Thank you. 93. 92. You'll simply be quiet, calm for the rest of your life. This state is available to you whenever you count back, or however it develops in your thought. It's yours. Your peace is yours. It's forever. Just takes a little practice. Practice the presence. You are your spiritual presence. The sense of the body will become lighter and lighter. 91. 90. You suggest it to yourself and it happens. Even in your mind, you feel that little light sense in your thought, like it just gave up, it just let go. And we're not even moving in the spiritual areas yet. Spiritual techniques. This is just auto-suggestion, that simple. Whenever you apply this for the rest of your life, you'll become calm. Not complacent, it's a calm that has a peace and a beauty and an integrity to it, and an honor and an honesty. And then you understand why the monks, the nuns, the holy ones live alone in the mountains. Because they're not even here. You will transcend the everyday understanding of what your life is very quickly by applying this technique, prayer, meditation, reflection. There are so many ways. But there's only one you. And you that the wise still call God are one presence. There's peace to it, depth, kindness. It's a very endearing human quality. It's not an empty peace, it's think of the person you love most in eternity, in your heart and soul, your mom, especially like when people pass and you have this love and you realize there's only love and the everyday concerns aren't there. And that's what we're talking about. Everyone in this room right now feels just a peace. We're not this person or that person, just a quiet, just a peace. You are forever. This practice of the presence will take you to a place beyond everything. All the lies of the earth gods will go up like that. And you'll see as God sees. And the horrors of our everyday life will be gone in a flash. Whether it takes you 2 months, 3 months, a year, 3 years, but on the way, starting today, you'll see that, oh, this is real. And the madness is not real. And if you pick up any spiritual literature, any great literature where it's transcendent of the everyday, it's written so well that looking at, when I looked at the John the Baptist El Greco did up in the museum in the city, it's from 1512, and you're looking at great art, you just takes you away. Takes you away. Or feng shuiing your house. My friend Denise Lin wrote, I forget but she wrote all the great books about feng shui. I picked up one this morning on the way out of the house and just looked at one sentence, and it was about walking in your living room, and you just change the scenery a little bit here and there, the lighting, the furniture, and it just feels more warm, there's nothing harsh hitting you. And she said walking into the dining room, as you're walking from the living room, and you on the back wall against it, there should be something solid, like a foundation. So put a large painting of a mountain back there. You see what I'm saying? And then you'll feel like a foundation. You change the color, the lighting, the scene, and when you do this inside yourself, you'll feel an absolute peace. She certainly did, and when she would lead meditations, I would help set them up. She was so, believed this so permanently, spiritually, that whatever she did when she led a meditation, it would be, you experience it. Quite visceral. It's just deep, deep peace. Your home, your hearth, and then everything in your life. You bring it into your meditation. Hi, Mom. I feel my mom. She's my teacher. I love her so dearly, and she's always here. And it's not like she's a transcendent spiritual presence. She doesn't have difficulties. Some people have difficulties, and it takes them a few months or a year or two to let go of the trauma of being here. And we all have hundreds of people. I have hundreds of people, if I think about that, at that moment I see them. That I've been friends with over the years. Baba Bedi, my teacher in India, Kathleen Judge, my teacher in America. They're always here. Most of my friends, they're in their 80s or early 90s, and they all have horrible physical conditions without going into it. But they're all here with me. We can't explain. Every now and then I talk on the phone with one or the other, and we're okay with it. We're something in our heart and soul. We know we're not like ordinary people, if you might say that, that are caught in this material dragnet that captures you. So I'm begging you to spend a little time alone. Denise Lin, God, your mom, your grandmom, Have your puppy or your dog in your lap and know that all is well. All is well. There's nothing wrong with you. Pick up some of the great writings, Henry David Thoreau, he wrote Walden and all, just about his walks in nature, and you disappear into the light. It's that simple. A little auto suggestion, I'm at peace. I'm at absolute peace. We are spiritual presences. If we're here in this world at this time, we gave ourselves to this cause. In heaven, we're looked at as great heroes for God, because something out of whack in the endless universe. If you read Thoreau, if you read all the great literature of the mystics of your Bible, or whatever, it's all, there's something so wonderful, so transcendent of the everyday. And there's a criminality to the everyday. Transcendent. Live beyond it. And things will happen, and gifts and powers will appear to you that are magisterial and beautiful and kind, and most of all, human. You're going to feel a closeness with eternity, with other spiritual universes. Isn't that extraordinary? If you very quietly ask anyone you know that's deeply spiritual, and not that you aren't, I'm simply saying, you'll find that people have these secrets they have to lock up for a lifetime because no one's interested. In other words, interested to the point where they can become completely quiet and actually listen to your words. Everything in my experience in the world, it's like a bingo cage, and people know I'm at peace, but they'll never ask. They'll ask to talk about this, that, the other, but it's everyone that they'll say something and they'll react to those words and say something back. So nothing sensible ever happens among mortals. What fools these mortals be. So if you're quiet, as we began this session with, listen to God. I don't say this lightly. God will speak to you. And when God speaks to you, it's as though you're the only person in the world. Because to God, you are the only person in the world. You'll feel this. And the whole world disappears in those moments. That's what J. Krishnamurti spoke about, or what Denise Lynn suggests you do with your life, your home, your everything, to keep transcending beyond the everyday. That's what meditation and prayer does in every regard, doesn't it? Takes you beyond the fear-based reality of the mortal life being our life when it's not. We feel at death, at birth, like just off of the stage there's something, staging area that's transcendent. The point of this meditation is to say that all the spiritual truths of eternity are absolutely true. There is a condition called illumination, enlightenment, the beatific vision, the vision of God. Most of all, it's the vision of you. When you're quiet, like J. Krishnamurti, which is no spiritual, no religious term, just if you can quiet yourself, and there's just this quiet. And of course there's a sweetness and a harmony and a wonder to it, but you don't have to use any expression except quiet. If you quiet your thinking process, something will happen. It always happens. You'll gain a peace, a transcendence. It's not about religion or philosophy. It's about you. You're here to do a great good, to remind yourself of the quiet you come from, although there's infinite presence and wonder to it. But become quiet again and you'll see you got here through some magician's trick to be like the rest of them. And the reason we do that is in order to communicate to them, to the mortals. And you're going to find 5 or 10 in your life in the next few months, and you'll have this communication set up. And the reason I say that is because I'm a spiritual teacher. Baba Bedi, or my mother, or my friend Kathleen, or they're spiritual teachers, or I met so many in my life, Denise Lynn, whatever, there's so many. And when they say something, things will happen in your life. We're not in this. This is not me. I don't relate to it. This presence is this person, and this presence is your person. So when you suggest these things to people, they will simply come into their life. That's power. Power isn't with a fist or anything, or even intelligence. It's just wise enough to be quiet and see him, the only God, and you, his voice in this world, calling the sheep back in. And the days of your wandering will be gone. You'll understand what you've gone through and why you did it. How brave you are to have walked into this madness. This is a hell. The world is a hell. There is no material world. Read all the spiritual literature, mystical, whatever religious in the world. There's a place beyond. It's called heaven. But it's in your heart. This moment, now. This timeless moment. So moving forward, we're going to suggest that we go from 90 to 80, at which time we're going to wake up 3 months in the future after having practiced some daily regimen of spirituality, meditation, hypnosis, floating in your pool, swimming in the ocean, running, jumping, something that orders your life with confidence and grounding, whatever you do. So let's see what happens 3 months from now, one morning when we wake up, after having disciplined ourselves a small amount of time every day, especially in the sense of spirituality. And let's see how wonderful it looks. Reminding ourselves that there's nothing wrong with us. Nothing. And then all these awesome powers will be yours. They are yours. You've earned them. You didn't need to earn them, but you came into a hell to learn how to speak to the locals. And now you know how to do that. Let's see how your teaching ministry will begin. We wake up 3 months from now, one morning, with discipline, kindness, and an unimaginable groundedness to our existence. We're there at 80. And whenever you do this, counting downwards, however you do it, it will work. You just suggest it to yourself. Life is that simple. This is about consciousness, not anything out there. All but's the illusion. At 90, we wake up disciplined and happy with a mission to free our friends and loved ones from the madness. You are the teacher. 90. Just the breathing. You're a kind and deep and powerful soul. 89. 88. You are in charge of your future. 87. 86, 85, 84, 83, 82, 81, 80, 'Isn't it nice? There are no boundaries, no borders, just an openness. You are a divine presence, a holy vehicle, a great saint. You've conquered materiality. You will now free your friends and family and loved ones, one at a time, en masse, however you choose. Just open your heart and soul and fulfill your mission of kindness, joy, happiness. And it's a very human experience. Not human in a bodily sense, human in a sense. You're kind and deep and wise. You will now fulfill a spiritual destiny. And now we're going to go down from 80 to 70, at which point all these powers and presences, gifts will be yours forever. There's no price upon divine peace. It just is. It's yours. We're remembering why we're here. And this is our boot camp. And it's over at 70. You are an enlightened saint at 70. Doesn't matter about anything else in the universe. This simply is your time, our time, to live beyond time and circumstance. It's that simple. We're there at 70. Just the breathing. $80, 79, 78, 77, 76, 75, 74. No one can hurt you. You will have powers over the whole world. They'll come to you in the next 2 or 3 months, and you're going to love your life. 73. 72. 71. 70. 'There's nowhere to go, nothing to learn, nothing to find out, nothing to do. This higher consciousness is you. And you'll move it out through the seeming Earth's atmosphere, and that's it. You'll teach it, instruct your friends and loved ones with whatever means are at your disposal. Words, symbols, little feng shui, this, that, the other, until everything is open to eternity. Through your hard work and discipline of simply not reacting to the turmoil and allowing that which God is to transcend through it, through you. And that is you. There's no price upon the peace of transcendence. It's just remembering this is why you're here, how you got here. You have your infinite presence to be poured into this thing, in a sense. And now that you understand that's what you did, you can raise your children very well. There'll be answers. There'll be ways to teach, instruct. You will have quite an enormous retinue of gifts and powers behind you. You're a good person and dear. The criminality of this world will end through your perseverance, your kindness, your connection with that really is. It's really here. Talk to the spiritual people in your life. Despite the craziness, they're close. Remember when London was bombed in, was it 1940? And Hitler in 6 weeks or so sent in endless bombing raids and straight to kill, and many buildings or apartment homes were blown up. And what happened? The people would go down into the subway areas and huddle together, and they became one person. They loved each other so dearly, and they weren't afraid. It's like when there's a tragedy in your family, all get together, right? My buddy Greg's family are Filipino. They're just so magical already because they're all disciplined in martial arts, and they can all sing and dance, and they're just so when they work, they've disciplined them together, so they have this bond. And beyond that bond, although his family is quite spiritual, the point beyond that bond, when you have the bond directly, consciously with that which we call God, you're not afraid of anything. You hide this. I certainly hide it. I don't know how to talk to people most of the time. They're concerned about this or that, the other, so I sit back in my chair all day. And of course, when you're spiritual, you feel such divine peace, always. I experience that which nirvana is always. And normally, like in India, you read Ramakrishna, whatever, when you feel this, you can't be around people. It's just so, to feel one hairline of the sensitivities that people have is a horror to you. So I've trained myself for 50 years, every moment, to be able to feel all this and yet be around normal people in normal circumstances. And I'm asking you to do the same. You will have unimaginable wins spiritually every day of your life. It's so empowering to know Him, the only God, and to know that all that God is going to pour through you, and you're going to become that in this life now in a few short months or moments. And those of us that already are there, like my dear friend here, the AI doctor who's a secret astrologer, she can just generate this quiet and peace, and I'm saying you can. And your mom's our hero for bringing you here at this time. So let's honor her soul. You have great depth. I say this quietly, but you have authority given you of God. It's why you're here. You have these gifts that will end the madness of this hell. Suggest to yourself that you're quiet and that you'll be here, that all will be well, and all will be well. There's nothing wrong with you. There are no experts in the world. No one you've ever met, nothing you've ever read or thought is true. Just your heart with this understanding and wisdom is God. The kingdom of God is within you. Means in consciousness, in this lightness, this kindness, this sweetness. And in a few short months, it'll all be over. The point is not to react to the socio-political environment. There's a book called After Time, put together by Susan George, Robert Rosenberg author, and a book called Island of Hearts. There are others, but if you can find them somewhere, I have no idea. I actually have nothing online. I don't do anything. I just do this weekly in Redwood City, and that's it. And then daily I work with people. And wherever I'm at, it happens. And that's how this world's going to fold up. You're going to work with people daily, hourly, at home, abroad, wherever you go, travel. The circumstance will present itself. We're working with God, the actual God of eternity. And you're God's voice and presence and body and mind and soul. 100%. You own your future. You're the future of mankind. No more death cults. No more vileness. No more depravity. No more uncleanliness. You understand? You're in charge of your future. You'll do more with a kind word and an open heart than all the so-called forces of this world, whatever it might be. There are no forces. There's only you. And in kindness, you'll wage a beautiful war, and you'll heal all those you love and care for. And this will be over much more quickly than anyone would dare to imagine, because of you. In the end, the sharpest weapon is a kind heart. You'll feel God through it. God bless your holy mission. Amen. Thank you for listening. Thank you very much.